morning everyone. In this video I already wrote down some quadratic equations. This is basically the next level in which they are getting more and more difficult. We're now at the level that most of these wouldn't be in the 2 HAVO book, but they are in yours, so let's try and solve them. I will go over some pretty common mistakes. I already spotted the first mistake, which is that I forgot to write down an X over there. But that's just my mistake. Let's start with this first one. Some people would make the following mistake. Would say, okay, 5 over here is the sum, 30 is the product, and then you already get stuck because then you will probably not find those two numbers. Keep in mind, whenever you want to use or whenever you're thinking about the product sum method, you want to have equals 0. We don't have that over there. So we're going to subtract 30x first on both sides. So this is basically a combination of the balance method and you'll see. Let's not spoil anything. So now we do have 2 terms instead of 3, which means you can use the product sum method, but usually I wouldn't do that in this case. What I would do is I would divide both of these things by x, and then get x in between brackets, x minus 25 equals 0. And that means that either the first part or the second part has to be 0, so either x is equal to 0 or x minus 25 is equal to 0. So x is 0 or x is 25. That's the first one. Then the second one, let's use the balance method again to bring this 2x to the left side. Then we have x squared minus, minus 10x equals minus 24. No mistakes yet. But now some people make this mistake, and I will write the mistakes with red because usually I use red to show you your mistakes. So if this is the sum and this is the product, then some people would say, okay, then it's x minus 12, x plus 2 equals 0. But this is a mistake. Why is this a mistake? Because minus 12 plus 2 is minus 10, minus 12 times 2 is minus 24, so what's wrong? Well, as I already said about a minute ago, you want to have equals 0, you don't want equals minus 24, so this is incorrect. Let's make sure you know that, incorrect. So what is the correct path? Well, we want to bring the minus 24 to the other side. So we add 24 to both sides and then we'll get x squared minus 10x is equal to 24. Don't be stupid, Mitchell. Plus 24 equals 0. And now you can find the correct product and sum. So we already had the correct sum. That was not use red because it's actually correct what I'm doing right now. This was the correct sum, but our product has changed. Instead of minus 24, now we have plus 24, which means that those two numbers also change because minus 12 times 2 is not minus 24, it's not 24, it's minus 24. So the correct two numbers are minus 4 and minus 6. Which means that x minus 4 is equal to 0 or x minus 6 is equal to 0. So x is 4 or x is 6. So this is a mistake that a lot of people seem to make. Keep that in mind, that you're only allowed to use the product sum method when we have equals 0. No equals 0, no product sum method. Next one. Since some of you get really used to these brackets, some people would do this. Okay, we have x plus 3 is equal to 0 or x plus 5 is equal to 0. So x minus 3 or x is minus 5. And hopefully right now you're not sitting behind your laptop thinking, but that's correct, right? No, it's not. And why isn't it correct? Well, keep in mind, we are only allowed to do this when we have brackets and then equals 0. We're using a times b is 0, then a is 0, or b is 0. In this case we have a times b is 35, and then we don't know anything about a or b. So keep that in mind. So how do we proceed? First we need to remove these brackets, and then we'll see what happens. So first x times x, that's x squared, so we're onto the correct path again. X times 5 is plus 5x. 3 times x is 3x, and 3 times 5 is 15, equals 35. This is something that we can simplify towards something in the form ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0. So therefore we take these two terms together, it's 8x, and we also remove the 35 on the right side. Why? Because we want to have equals 0 again. So minus 35 on both sides gives us minus 20 over here. And now our sum is 8, our product is minus 20, so the two numbers that we're looking for are 10 and minus 2, so x plus 10 and x minus 2, because 10 times minus 2 is minus 20, and 10 plus minus 2 is 8. Keep in mind, now I do have something times something else equals 0, and now I am allowed to say that x plus 10 is equal to 0, or x minus 2 is equal to 0, which means that x is minus 10 or x is 2. Okay, let's move on to the last one. And some of you, let's take the red marker out again, will probably do this. They saw that, oh, you're removing brackets over there, let's do that again, let's be smart. And then this is 35x squared plus 15x minus 14x minus 6 equals 0. We can simplify this to 35x squared plus x minus 6 equals 0. Okay, as I already said, you don't want to have anything in front of your x squared, so we have to divide everything with 35. Okay, and that's x squared plus 1/35x minus 6 divided by 35 equals 0. And then this is your product, this is your sum, and yeah, I think most of you would be stuck here. Yeah, so how do we proceed? Thing is, we already have something times something is 0. Here we already have this thing times the other thing equals 0. Which means that in this case, since we have equals 0 already, we are allowed to take this step. 5x minus 2 is equal to 0, or 7x plus 3 is equal to 0. Which means that 5x, we have to use the balance method over here, is equal to 5, or 7x is equal to minus 3. So x is equal to 2 over 5, or x is equal to minus 3 over 7. And I think most of you are not going to find these two numbers by themselves if they want this product. Maybe you can see that this is actually minus 6 over 35, and adding these two things gives you 1 over 35. But most sane humans would not use the product sum method here. Most of you are sane, so they definitely won't use it, and for the exceptions, well, be my guest and use the product sum method, I don't care. Good luck.